Jimmy on stage, welcome.
Hi, I'm Jimmy. Nice to meet you. I'm French, 24. I arrived in London like almost 5 years ago now to begin the bartending life.
Whereabouts in France?
From the northeast, Les Vosges, near Germany.
Okay.
It's really around near Germany, yeah, really. And I didn't know much when I arrived in London, so I got the chance to work with so many great people. I got the chance to make some nice connections so far. And recently I've been introduced to get into this competition, so I was like, yeah, of course, let's give it a shot. Would be the first one for myself, and I'm really happy to make this one as a first. When I start to read about the brand, all the sustainability, sorry about this, was really hard for me to say. I was really happy to go there because it's something that we really need to take seriously nowadays in the world. So I think I try to make my best about this cocktail. So my choice, I went for acai cordial, which is a berry that you can only find in the Amazzoni forest in Brazil, which was really hard to find in London, so I had to use the organic powder. At least it was about sustainability. I could use everything, infuse the powder with with lemon and sugar, so didn't waste anything at all. Because even the lemon, I could use it for, the lemon shell. And yeah, only, sorry about that. What I did like with this acai is this a fruit that is really sour, but with the powder was really weird to work with because the taste came out really, I don't know how to describe it, the taste, because I never tried the real fruit, so I don't have the word for it, but the powder came in a taste that I wanted to work out. I think it came out pretty great with this kind of sweetness and lemoniness, and I could give it. You're gonna tell me about it? Okay. So for the garnish also, I went for chocolate cacao powder, because the cacao, like, it came as one of the ingredients of the Amazzoni gin. Actually, one of the first gin to use the cacao. So I was like, it could be really interesting to use it as a garnish. It's mixed with the chocolate also, because I'm using an Aztec chocolate bitter that is there actually. No.
Thank you, Jimmy.
Here, there you go.
What's his name?
No. So the name is for Por El Ragu. It's a god of the cave and the fruits in the Brazil mythology. That's why I choose a name. And a bit about the cocktail before you taste it. You're gonna find on the first sip it's gonna be a bit boozy and strong. And then when you start to get to know it after the second sip, you're gonna find a bit, it's gonna be a bit more like lemony, sweet, more, when you get to know it, yeah. Like, let's say, like the Amazzoni, like you came from a lot from the woman and the warrior, so really strong at first. I'm guessing when you get to know it, it's more like sweet from the heart, so that was the idea. And please have a sip.
So, thank you so much, everyone. Thank you, Renato, for introducing me in this competition. So I'm Ilario, I'm from Sicily, from Italy. And I'm working in Mr. Fox's residence. Today I'm gonna make one drinks. It's with sage area and apple. And in this drink, I just make only one because this competition is for sustainability. So I'm gonna make only one drinks. And then there is Amazzoni Gin, that one. And then there is the flower syrup. There is also vermouth, erba cedrina, is like a kind of lemon liqueur. And then there is a citric malic solution and drop of orange bitter. The area I make with apple, sage, water, and just a dash of lime juice and just pinch of salt. I'm gonna use the technique, the throwing. So before there was used this technique to make cold the tea in Asia, and you can use also for the texture and to open the flavor for the drinks. So I'm gonna make only one drinks for the sustainability. I don't wanna waste a cocktail, a spirit, and stuff. So the color is just white and a green. For me, it means like I choose the glass because it's like trees. So green means like for hope, change, and nature, color like the trees, to hope for the sustainability for the planet, like everything is gonna be great in future. That's why I choose like a green color. And the area means like the top for the trees, so it's like a bit circular. I just call the tree, the green tree.
The green tree.
The drinks. Yeah. You can try if you want.
Ladies first.
Thank you.
Just call me a lady. No.
I don't know if I can make the Martinez because it's one of my favorite cocktail. If you want.
So ideally this is a twist on a Martinez, right?
No. That one is not twist of Martinez. It's just my creation.
What's the firm?
So the form is sage and apple juice. I just blended the sage, the apple. I had some water, the latch in soya, a pinch of salt, a dash of lime juice.
what do you do with the leftover of the air? Do you do something with the leftover of the air?
The area is here, it means.
What do you use to prepare it? Do you do the leftover, like the sage that you use the pear, is a juice?
Yeah, the juice is the apple juice. So the apple, I used the one from the box. Honestly, I didn't put any garnish because the garnish for me is just wasting money, and you don't help the planet because you need to order. So order means deliver things. It's gonna say just a few days, and then you throw it everything. The area can stay like 4 days. And means when you make like this area, you can use like for 10 drinks maybe.
Good afternoon, everyone. How are we all doing today?
Yeah, good, thank you.
Good, very good, very good. So thanks for having me here today. Such a great thing to share the stage with such a great talent over here. My name is Simone Crepaldi, as Nicola said. I'm from Kalukalei Bar Group. Today I'm here for a few reasons specifically. First reason is Amazzoni Gin. The belief of Amazzoni Gin of empowering women and valuing the people working for you is such a great inspiration for me. Second reason, actually no, sorry, let me get back. There is a quote of you, Arturo, saying, this distillery is not about the machines, it's about the people that are here every day and are here from start to finish and delivering this amazing product. So that's such an inspiring thing, such an inspiring quote for me. Second reason is, me as Arturo moved from Italy here to London to make a career in hospitality, and what Arturo did is such an achievement. So I really hope I can, become successful as Arturo did down in Brazil.
You will.
I hope so. Right, so let's moving into the drink. My drink is called Artemis. Now, why Artemis? Do you guys know who Artemis is? Judges, do we know? Artemis is the goddess of war.
Oh, Artemis.
Artemis, sorry. Artemis is the goddess of war and nature, which I believe is what Amazzoni Gin is all about. Empowering women and looking after the nature. Now we're moving into the drink. We got, sorry, I'm lost. We got a healthy 50 ml of Amazzoni Gin. I wanted this to keep shining through the drink. So a healthy 50 ml. Just wanted the drink to make sure all the botanica comes out. I want it to be the star of the drink. And then we're having my homemade mango, coriander, and bay leaf cordial. Why mango? Mango, I wanted to keep the tropical element typical of Brazil. Coriander, recalling one of the botanical, I wanted to give a touch of freshness to the drink. And then bay leaf to give an herbaceous finish, which is pretty much what, when you're sipping Amazzoni Gin, you get. After that, after the cordial is added, I'm gonna add 2 dashes of saline, because we all know seasoning makes drinks better, opens up flavor, and enhances them. So, got 2 dashes. And then we're finishing up with a mandarin and ginger soda. Again, the soda, mandarin ginger soda, not sweet at all, will complement the drinks very well. Also taking the tangerine in the botanical. Might need another one. Nice color. We're gonna have a garnish of a coriander leaf on top of the ice column, which gives a little bit of contrast, keeps the drinks sexy and clean. And yeah, gives a freshness to the nose while you're sipping. And Using my own coaster, guys. Sorry, a bit of marketing for us as well. And here I present you Artemis. Obrigado.
Thank you. Thank you.
Obrigado. 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 Enjoy.
Great. Next stop, we have Pedro from the Stafford Hotel American Bar.
Hello guys, how are you? How's it going? You alright? Just gonna put some water for you, just to refresh yourself a little bit more, and then just I don't want to finish the first glass, so I'm gonna put some water for you.
Thanks, Pedro.
You're well welcome.
Oh, I like the tie.
Thank you. So, hello, my name is Pedro. Muito obrigado por esta experiência. This means, I'm not gonna speak Portuguese, don't worry. This means thank you so much for the experience. Thank you so much for everyone to be here. Obviously, we have the Victoria. Thank you so much for your amazing gin. I do have to say, Johan. Beautiful gin. So, obviously, we all know that I'm here for Amazzoni Gin. We all know that we're representing the brand. You all know that I'm really happy to be part of this experience right here, and then to be representing Brazil as a native American. I'm only from Brazil. I have Brazilian, I have Venezuelan, which that means I'm very proud to say I'm from Brazil and the gins come from Brazil. All right. My cocktail is going to be obviously having the Amazzoni gin, and then I'm using a coconut infused cacao nibs, mango and banana cordial. And I'm going to put it in just. The name of the cocktail is called Bacchanalia, which is called Bacchanalia. So we're gonna put coconut infused vermouth, coconut infused cacao. Gonna have a mango and a banana cordial. And of course, the gin itself. So all the ingredients are from Brazil. The reason why I use them is because mango reminds me to my childhood, where my mom was cooking, and I really have the mango syrup when she was making back in the day when I was a child. Shake. We're gonna have the fun part, which is gonna be the shaking. glasses? The Nicanora? I'm gonna make this cheap. I'm gonna make another tea.
Thank you very much. Thank you, Pedro.
You're welcome. And with that, thank you so much for everything.
Thank you. Thank you.
Hello, good evening, everyone.
There we go. We do have on stage Johnathan from the Library Bar in Bristol.
Hi, good evening, everyone. Thank you all for coming. From my colleagues, judges, and people from trade and hospitality. Hopefully, the weather is as pleasant as the one in Brazil. And today my name is Johnathan, so I'm representing the library in Bristol. We are a small independent business venue. So it's family run. I'm one of the managers there. So what we want to achieve in there is try to bring a little bit of tradition with innovation. We're a beautiful venue, quite kind of twist classic, make for everyone to feel comfortable and feel the hospitality, which is what we do, to try to make people happy and have a nice time and even bring good memories in the future. So today I am bringing you a twist in a classic, which is the Gibson. Normally it was a gin-based cocktail, but also you can enjoy it with vodka nowadays. So it's a kind of savory classic. Everyone like it. You just something simple, pure gin, white vermouth, and a pickled onions. The pickled onions give you nice kind of crunchy and also release some of the savory notes. So today my version I will be using Amazzoni Gin, fresh Brazilian craft gin, inspired on the Amazon. There is a lot of gins nowadays. Try to reach the market and try to innovate, but sometimes it's not really exciting for us. So when I hear that, I'm Colombian, so I always will support countries close to us and South America to try to develop ourselves and to show the world what we can do. So it was quite exciting. I didn't know much about it, so I just the rep came a few days ago, and they explained us a little bit of that. She explained about the competition, so I wanted to be part of it. So yeah, I wanted to do something simple, something to keep the essence of the gin, which is the purity, try to bring life from the Amazon to us, something closer, the purity of the water, the lovely savory spices also, like the laurel, which is a bay leaf in English, and the pink pepper, which will like a nice kind of touch and also a little bit spiciness into it. And I really find quite this kind of sugar cane aftertaste of the gin, which make it quite exciting for us to work as bartenders and also to enjoy at home. Probably use soda or tonic, and it's ready to go. So we're gonna start with 60 ml of the Amazzoni gin. So as the gin itself is want to achieve as sustainable as we can, I'm using as a white vermouth called the Aperitivo Bianco. It's a local gin from Bristol. It's called Reus, so it's kind of similar to style and a Spanish white vermouth. So this one, it will add a little bit kind of pear notes. Also a little bit, it will balance the savory notes, so it's not going to be as sweet as we could expect a little bit. So it's gonna more or less add a little bit baking notes, and as I said before, savory notes. So we're gonna add only 10 ml of this for a cocktail. As sustainable we can. That's a really sustainable company. So what they do is all the ingredients are organic, from the grain spirits to the ink they use. So all the bottles are they are screen printed. They also use sustainable organic ink. So what we normally do, they refill to us. So we just don't need to buy anything. We just bring the gallons and we refill it. So that helps to be more sustainable. We use basically only one bottle for the whole year. We don't need to use anything else. So that reduces the glass of usage. Also reduce the cost. And also they run the distillery of the place only with 100% energy, renewable energy, and also the delivery is also carbon neutral. So they are really interesting guys to work with also. And then we're gonna move to the also second main ingredient, which is gooseberry pickle. Gooseberry is a really very English thing. So gooseberry is basically something between a green apple and a grape, so very tart. So normally they use it for cooking, and you need to kind of cook it a little bit. Some people like that. It has a nice crunchy acid. So yeah, it's a very English thing. So what we do here, to be as much sustainable we can, this is basically, I didn't have to make it. That was the leftovers of our afternoon tea. So we do one of the canapes for the afternoon tea in the morning. They use the gooseberries, so we normally don't use the brine. So I use it to bring this cocktail to give a life. So we're gonna add only 10 ml of this one. And then use a quick stir. It's already quite smooth gin.
Stirring, tapping and stirring now.
Sorry about that.
I just naturally attract eyes. us the name of the drink?
I will finish with that in a second. So with this cocktail, what I want to achieve is to aim to kind of explore kind of your imaginations in your palate what is about the Amazon, the purity of the soils, the wildlife, the Amazon River, which is the basically mother of life to all in this forest. So I want you to feel that in a drink. Sometimes everything we do is to make memories, as I said before, to transport you to places, and hopefully you will feel the match together of the gin, inspired of the Amazon, something quite English, which is the gooseberries. And to finish, we're gonna use sprayed homemade lemongrass bitters. So we make it in house also, very sustainable. We just basically peel lemongrass, we dry lemongrass. We also add some peels of lemon, lime, grapefruit, and then the peels fruit, we use it for using. The NGS is also coming from, to infuse everything you need to NGS. It's coming from a local distillery called Bristol Dry. So also they are quite sustainable. All the NGS they do, they're basically all the waste spirits, they already distill it, and then they just give it to us. They are like 3 minutes from us, so they basically deliver it by foot and in a tote bag. They don't even use plastic or anything. And also we reuse the same bottles over and over. So it's as sustainable as we can. That's a sustainable drink. Everything here is very careful thought to be as much sustainable as we can. And hopefully this will be a symbol of the importance of preserving the life in the Amazon forest. So that's why I call this cocktail preservation, and which basically preserving fruits, which is the gooseberries. We also preserving classic, which is the Gibson, and also we, as a library, we also present all books. So like books that we're never gonna read, they was just there. Some people they just just take it, and you will find something interesting. So yeah, this preservation is the name of the cocktail. And hope you enjoy it. It's a little thing just to finish. So, as I said before, I want you to take you to the Amazon. So, enjoy.
We do have from the Waldorf in London, Paul!
Hello, good afternoon, everyone. Thank you for the amazing opportunity to represent such an amazing brand and be part of that process towards sustainability and help indigenous people and the forest and whatever the company has ethos behind it and everything else. So my name is Paul. I work at Waldorf in Norwich, not far away from here. And today my drink is actually about a very interesting story that comes from the brand itself. So my cocktail is called the Lunar Warrior, right? So, and the whole thing behind it, it's about it's a connection between us moving from different countries to go somewhere to make not a better living, but to succeed in something, to make something better, whatever it's for ourselves, for our friends, or even for the forest or bees or anything around us, right? So as we all move from different countries, the same as Mr. Antonio moved from Genoa, moved to Brazil, to actually with a in mind maybe, or not even, but to help the forest or help something or to make something a world a better place. And we're so glad actually he came up with this amazing gin that it uses local fresh ingredients from the Amazzoni forest. That is so important because using fresh botanical allows you to extract the best of that culture and of that well, piece of land or forest that actually has to do with it. An amazing company that in 2018 they won, well, they are the only distillery in Latin America to win the world's best craft gin in the world, which is an amazing to see because we want, you know, all this around the world to come forward, and for us to be part of it, I think it's amazing because if we play our part a little bit, if we can help a tree, if we can help a bee, if we can help anything else to grow, I think we're going to make a better actually future for our sons and for the new generation to come. So the lunar warrior, how it comes about, it's about Naya, which is the Guarani Indian, that she was told that if she's gonna marry one second, I forgot the name, Jassy, which was the lunar warrior. So she was told that if she was actually to marry him, she will become a star. So every single day she used to run every single day in a hope that she'll actually catch Jassy and she could become a star. Now one day, innocent as she was, she saw a reflection into a water, right, in the shape of a body. And what she did basically, she jumped into water without even thinking about it, and she forgot that she doesn't know how to swim, right? So while she was drowning, Jassy, the lunar warrior, he felt not sorry about it, but she saw the commitment she had for something that she chases so long that for a single tear, basically she made her a star. And this we're going to see when I'm going to present the cocktail, how everything is going to come alive through the story as well. So first of all, what I'm going to use is this beautiful Amazzoni gin, a Negro. And the reason for this is you have those 11 beautiful botanicals inside of it. And what's interesting that actually captured my attention when I first tasted was the cacao and the tangerine. Most of the botanicals, they are kind of unusual to me, so I won't be able to explain to them. So what I wanted to see is like, okay, what do I know? What do I taste? How can I highlight that? And this was for me one of the things that cacao very unusual into a gin, but I think that's a beautiful kind of creaminess to it and that bitterness that helps all the botanicals around it. So what we're going to do, we're going to use 40 milliliters of gin. It's a bit of a stretch. Then what I've done to enhance those tangerine and cacao nibs to botanicals is actually a bit of the Copali rams. So the Copali rams, they use cacao nibs as well to infuse into the rams. Now the reason why I choose this product alongside Amazzoni is because the sustainability part actually they play around it. Everything it's a biomass, renewable energy. Everything that they cut the sugar cane, they don't burn the fields, they leave it there to actually for the land to be more rich for the next crops and so on and on. So this will basically just add a bit of that cacao, like slightly bitterness and chocolatey notes from the gin to shine through a bit. So it'll be just 10 ml per drink. And next, what I've done, basically I've done a super juice. So as we speak to sustainability and to everything else Mr. Antonio does with the gin and everything, the same thing I looked into it, okay, how can I reuse some of the ingredients that I use in the bar? How we can repurpose them for a better use? So all the peels that we use in the bars for lemons, limes and oranges, we take them back, we wash them, we dry them, and basically what I've done a super juice. So the white part and the peels, I've covered them with acid. So the same way you do oleosaccharum, I've done it with acid. So I left it to infuse it for 2 hours. Then all the oils, they were pulled out. Then I add a bit of the juice from the lemons, oranges, limes. I blend everything together, and basically what you came out with, basically it's a super juice. Right? It's a little more bitter, it's a little more stronger, it's a little more richer than actual lemon and lime juice. So we're gonna do 20 ml per drink. This beautiful super juice. And the next, also what I've done was a coconut and cacao syrup. So I was looking again at the tangerine element. So the super juice will bring the tangerine element to it. And now the coconut and cacao will give that silkiness character to the drink and to bring more of the cacao right in the back of your palate. So what I've done, I took actually a fresh coconut. I used the water to make the syrup, and then I used the cacao nibs to actually infuse into it. And then we're going to see how actually I use the cacao nibs for a different part, and how I use the flesh of the coconut for a different part of it. So nothing was thrown away, everything has a repurpose into it. So This is going to be 12.5 ml per drink. So what I wanted to do was basically a twist on a sour. Very simple, very easy replicable, and looking also the ingredients that are around us and how we can repurpose them. And then for, well, as we know, people, they might be, you know, vegetarians or vegan and everything else. Against Mr. Better's Bitters, we're going to use just a pipette of this for each drink. Again, like fresh botanicals, it's all done, you know, in the ethos of how we can use something else that is not animal part. There you go. Right, so shake this. Yeah, round 2 and 3 and 4. I love people clapping for me. I love the attention. Now, what we're gonna do, we're gonna actually dry shake. So we're gonna emulsify that beautiful foam and the silky character to it. I mean, the first time I tasted actually the gin was, you know, when you wait all your life to go to Brazil, and when the Brazil comes to you, you embrace it with everything. So that's what actually I felt like. And I think if I'll manage to go to Brazil, which I will one day, hopefully with a gin, this is what I'll expect, you know, tropical notes, beautiful people, happy people, and, you know, why not become a warrior? I mean, I'm already a star, so I don't need to. Yes. Beautiful. Now the reason why I choose this glass is because it's almost like the moon, like the full moon. Now when we're gonna add the cacao nib powder, which was used after the infusion, basically what I've done was I've dried the cacao nib, blended into a fine grinder using a spice grinder. And that will give us a sense of like a half a moon. Okay. So before we actually are going to serve the drink, I'm going to actually present to you this, which this I spent all night last night doing it. So every single product used in actually to make the super juice and used in the coconut and the cacao. So what I've done, the flesh of the coconut, I used it in to make coconut and cacao biscuits, and also the super juice I used to make a very lemon cheesecake. Now the lemongrass, which I forgot to mention, that was into the super juice as an extra flavor and that tropical notes that you find in Brazil. I've dried it after and I used this powder on top. So when you're gonna eat that part of it, basically it's gonna be that grassy notes of it and a bit of almost like gingery, which is weird, that comes from the lemongrass. And also on top, I've done, from the cacao nibs, I've done a twill Basically, we just mix it with butter, sugar, and eggs. We put it on the parchment and we just dry it out. So one part, if you use this one for the drink, is going to accentuate your coconut and the cacao part. If you do the cheesecake on the other side, it's going to be more of tangerine, more of like a lighter flavor and citrus notes. So with this in mind, what I'll present to you is my Lunar Warrior.
Thank you, Paul.
Thank you.
Thank you so much. Good afternoon, everybody. I'm Davide Sinbaldi from the Mi Bar, which is a new experimental bar here in London, in Westminster, actually. I'm delighted to be here today at the Amano Hotel for being one of the 10 finalists for Amazzoni Gin competition. So before starting the drink, I wish to talk about a bit the idea which is behind the drink. So to make this drink, I took inspiration from two classics, the Hanky Panky and the Americano Cocktail, which are both cocktails that in part represent my identity, as I'm an Italian, which moved here in London when I was young. So I spent most of my, I can say, adult life here in London. So on one hand, we have the Hanky Panky, a classic vintage cocktail born here in London at the Savoy Hotel, while on the other side we have the classic representation of the Italian aperitivo worldwide. So the idea is basically to combine these two cocktails to make an hybrid, which can enhance the flavor profile of Amazzoni Gin using ingredients that are strongly connected with the Amazon territory and the terroir. The two main ingredients are, of course, tangerine as well as cacao. So tangerine, basically, as we all know, is one of the botanicals of the Amazzoni Gin, but also is symbolize the starting point for the company, as stated by Arturo. It's the first thing that he did before starting the operation was to plant this tangerine tree in Cachoeira farm. To develop this flavor into the drink, I basically follow a Michelin star chef's approach, therefore using one element and deconstruct it in many ways in order to have different preparations. For instance, I use the leaves and the vines of the the tangerine, whatever, the clementine as well, to infuse an Italian white aperitif wine, while I turned out the whole fruit into a soda, and with the discarded of the fruit, I made then a garnish. While the second ingredient that I use is cocoa. Cocoa, as we know, it's a strong connection with the local indigenous community from the middle land in Brazil, as the cocoa tree represent basically the represent the sorry about it. It represents the connection and the preservation of the rainforest, as it's a plant that needs so much water and as well high temperature in order to grow. Therefore, a lack of trees and temperature and that obviously tree that helps to protect it from the light, from the too much light and the wind are very important. In this, moreover, this element is an ingredient that is strongly connected with the Vem to Jingo association. Sorry if I mispronounce it. This is a brand which is collaborating with the indigenous communities of this area, and it promotes their product, such as cocoa, which I use it in drink as an element that gives a bit of complexity and bitterness infused into an Italian sweet vermouth with a touch of Amaro. Now, saying that, I want to start to make the drink for you. So, we start with 35 milliliters of Amazzoni Gin. While pouring in the ingredients, I will also explain you a bit more in depth each preparation. As a second ingredient, we have the clementine leaves infusion in a Italian white aperitif. Basically, I cold infuse leaves and vines into this aperitif wine for 24 hours, which give a nice citrusy and grassy nose to the drink, followed by other 15 milliliters of the cacao wine, which is basically another cold infusion for 12 hours of cacao nibs into sweet Italian vermouth with a touch of Amaro. And lastly, we have the soda. This is a salty tangerine soda, which is basically based from juicing the whole citrus, which then I filter it several times, first of all with a fine mesh, and secondly with a coffee filter in order to remove all the bits. Then from the juice I combine equal part of custard sugar as well as the 2% of sea salt and 1.25% of a blend of acids in order to make it out a cordial, which is this one right here. Then of course, to make it into the soda, I combine the cordial with a ratio 1:3 with still water, and then I carbonate everything. Just, so. I just now pour top up with the salty tangerine tonic, which is roughly 100 ml. And to finish, as I mentioned before, I use the discarded fiber of all the citrus to make the garnish, which is actually an edible custard, but obviously I'm not gonna, as you use as a custard, I'm not gonna tell you to eat it. It's just a nice way to don't waste, to use all the product that you can extract from an ingredient. Unfortunately, I have just 3, as I thought that the drinks were 2, so I'm just gonna give to the lady first, and to Arturo. This is 100% biodegradable because it's made, as I said, from the fiber of the tangerine, plus a touch of glucose syrup, just to give a bit of texture. There you go.
Thank you very much.
So I suggest to keep it as a present if you want, or just use it as a compost for your garden or for a plant, as it doesn't contain any chemicals. So thank you so much for the attention. This is my drink for the final, which is called Rambolin Cachoeira. So thanks again. Hope you have a good tasting.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Great. Next stop, we're from the Conduit, Alessandro!
Hello everyone, I'm Alessandro, I'm from Conduit, and today I'm here to present you my signature cocktail for the first Amazzoni Gin competition. So, no. Okay. My cocktail, basically I try to cut as soon as possible the carbon footprinting and to be sustainable and try to waste less as possible. So I did with the leftover of my syrup, that I will let you know soon, this coaster. This one is for you if you want to try later on, because how we know, put a coaster on the table is not very beautiful. But anyway, we start, my idea for this cocktail is start with a seeds, like in Amazzoni Gin, the lily seeds. So I said, why I don't use the pumpkin seeds that they have a lot in my restaurant where I work? Can I create the favorite drink of my mom? No? And I want to create this kind of orgeat with roasted pumpkin seeds to give this complexity, this diversity from a normal orgeat, and as well to be sustainable and to give something to UK where I'm now. And we have a little touch of a green mandarin from Sicily, so as well a bit of Italy inside the cocktail, and simple like this, a bit of lemon to give this last touch of acid notes, and to have a simple, fresh the cocktail like Amazzoni Gin. So now we start with roasted pumpkin seeds that is made with the discarded from our kitchen. So as well here the first food waste in the world is the food. So I tried to do this syrup. I put 70 ml. And after, we need something to bring up the seeds, something like a sacred water, like Amazzoni Gin. We go with 45 ml. Now, the green mandarin, because sometimes when you have an idea, like when I started to come here in London, a lot of people, they told me, this is gonna be hard. Like I think you as well, when you had think to open this gin distillery in Brazil, a lot of people, they told you, hey, it's gonna be hard. I think this acid notes is the best balance to say how is to work an idea and to get it. So we go with 20 ml. And last but not the least, a bit of lemon. As well, always to have something fresh, how we like. 12.5 ml. The garnish that I'm gonna make now is from instead to throw it the skin, I keep it on the side, I dry it, and I did this powder that is only the green mandarin. One second. Ta-ta-ta. So now it's time to shake. Ma is better think that we are in Amazzoni and think that is a rain. As well, the cocktail presentation, I like to think that is the ice ball is the word, no? And the powder is our Amazon forest. So here is Amaseed, and here is the coaster that is made from the syrup. So as well here, like we like in Amazzoni Gin, we keep all the garnish, all the botanicals, and we take everything for create this amazing cocktail and gin. Enjoy.
Contestant number 9 from the Scarf Bar, Francesco!
Thank you. So, hi everyone, my name is Francesco, and of course, like I'm working in Scarf Bar in Rosewood Hotel. So today we are here because Amazzoni. But actually, what is Amazzoni? So Amazzoni is a vision, a mission of the gentleman that is sitting next to me. And he's like, he decided to pursue a dream of making something that he didn't exist before in Brazil. So I'm talking about the first and exclusive gin distillery in Brazil and the largest in Latin America. And is located in Paraíba Valley in Rio de Janeiro state. So the location allows me to introduce the main ingredients, one of the key ingredients of the spirit. So we all know how it's important in order to have a really excellent spirit, the water. And the water, the same water that feeds Amazon rainforest, is the same one that give lives this amazing product. So in somehow Amazzoni paybacks this kind of a relation with the land. And I'm talking about the ingredients that is inside. So with juniper, coriander, lemon, and tangerine, these spirits brings together 5 different ingredients that represent the different biodiversities of Brazilian continent. I'm talking about cocoa, Brazil nuts, correct me for the pronunciation, machixe, is like a little Spanish cucumber. We have arroeira, that is like a local rose pepper. We have what about chipocravo? The chipocravo is a native herb, been used for centuries for medical purpose. And last but not least, and actually I think is the most important, the Victoria Regia flowers or seeds, little seeds water. And this one is represent the connection between the lands and the natural factor of Brazil. And from here, I want to introduce my cocktail. So the cocktail that I'm gonna offer you today is a twist on gimlet. So really simple but elegant in the same time. Just a second. So I'm gonna start with the start of the drinks. Amazzoni Gin. So I'm gonna put 35 ml per drinks. So it's gonna be in total, 35 per drink, so 70. And of the noises, of course, is junipery forward. We have a bit of spiciness and when you're tasting, it's like it brings up all the floral notes and like something really completely new. And the second drinks they're gonna pour inside allows me to introduce one of the main core of the competition, so sustainability. So I think when we talk about sustainability, there is something like is confusing because we think always to do something extraordinary. But what I do believe, like we need to do really something simple that like we do on a daily basis. So it's like an opportunity. All the ingredients that we're using is like we need to treat it like an opportunity, owning the life, circle life for the product. This is why I'm using orange. So that all the leftover, all the wedges that I should meant to be like or wedge thrown away, make a clarified cocktail juice, and I fortify with a bit of citrus with acids. So the acids help me, of course, to increase the life shelf of the ingredients itself, and to bring, of course, the acidity that it needs for the gimlet. So it's going to be also for this one 70 ml, so 35 ml per cocktail. And the second ingredient that is made of this cordial allowed me to introduce the second main core of the competition. So how we can help and sustain Amazzoni forest. So of course, like planting trees is something that is very important, but nowadays is not anymore efficient because if we consider the timing, like plant the trees and let them grow, despite like and against the speeds of deforestation, is something like this is not more effective. So I'm very agree with Amazzoni when they're saying that like we need to sustain people that are living inside, and this is why the second ingredient that I bring it to you is Breo Branco. So Breo Branco, maybe you are from Brazil, maybe you know it. I don't know, all of you, if you know Breo Branco. So Breo Branco is a tree, and it's a raisin, like it's a native from Amazzoni rainforest. And of course, when we talk about sustainability and how we can help the people, is also by choices. And this is why I'm using Nativilis. So Nativilis is like is a brand that like is all organic. If you want to like try it, is a brand that like use only organic element, and the way they extract the resin for the trees is like really rudimental. It's like helping the local people, like the native indigenous, like of the elements like is distinctive of Amazzoni. Just like to sorry, I forgot the gap. So basically, what I'm trying to say, like I'm trying to find my connection with the land, and this is why I'm using Breo Branco, because this Nativilis is helping the local communities to live and just like to do the things like we're used to do it, and this is why I put it inside. So part of the game, of course, we have a chocolate bitter and lavender, also of this on the opposite side, and this one is going to help me to like to shine all the ingredients of the botanical of the gin and the Breo Branco. So the reason why I'm stirring the cocktail rather than shakes is because the elements that I use inside is very fragile. So I think it's the best way is to stir it and to control better the dilution. So before I was telling you like about sustainability, but sustainability is like also a choice, and this is why you have a lovely coaster from Casbar in front of you that are made of like a sustainable plastic recycle. If you wanna turn on to the opposite side, we're choosing to work with these companies like Seamless, then collecting all their garbages from and the plastic garbage from all around UK, and to make this coaster. So sustainability, of course, is a choice and as a state of mind. So this is a glass I'm gonna pour the drinks. The first things you can notice is the seeds, and of course I'm recalling what your father used to teach us, like we are what we grow, and we're growing. And actually, I very agree, and I want to add something that is important for me, so we don't need to forget where we come from. I'm from Venice, And the seeds that you see in front looks like a watermelon seeds. Actually, it's a pumpkin seeds, and it's colored by like a black inkfish. So black inkfish is like something that really is strong connected with my terroir, with my land. And what I usually, I don't know if you ever clean like a cuttlefish. So you remove the eyes, you remove the mouth, remove like the back, the bones, and after the first things you can throw it away is the bag of the ink. In Venice we do the opposite. So we cut the hands, we throw away the mouth, we throw away the cuttlefish, and we keep the ink. No, of course I'm joking. Just like we keep everything, but we see and we approach all the ingredients, all the circle life of an animal, of like materials as an opportunity. And this is why I'm gonna offer you today. So the reason why you see there is a beautiful rim on the top is not made by cuttlefish, it's a cocoa butter. The reason why is because like a cuttlefish is quite fishy. And it's like somehow it's gonna remark the edge, so we define the space. And if you can see, there is like the same old question when we talk about everything. So do you see there is, or do you think that this glass is half full or it's half empty? I totally agree with you, and I think there is many things we can do, or if you're putting the right effort. Yeah, so saying like for me it's half full, and according to like putting the right effort, and of course if you're putting the right spirit. Thank you.
Competitor number 10 from the conduit, Mattia!
Yeah. Good afternoon, everyone. My name is Mattia. I'm the head bartender at the Conduit. For who doesn't know us, the Conduit is a community of people who are into sustainability, equal rights, climate change, people who are keen to work hard for a more sustainable future. With this goal in my head, at the beverage team, we couldn't have come across such amazing distillery as Amazzoni Gin, the first Brazilian distillery and the largest independent distillery in Latin America. But what makes this lovely gin special to me? First of all, they're using all botanicals coming from the Amazonian forest, which is local to them. Second of all, they're using ingredients never been used before in a gin crafting, such as cocoa nibs, Brazilian nuts, mixixe, which is a little cucumber imported from Africa to South America during the slavery time. So, and third, and not last but not least, they preserved the Amazonian forest and they protected the indigenous people who live in it. Is this not amazing? So what I tried to create for today is a drink that I hope is a little help to preserve the Amazonia from my side, which is I'm using all local ingredients. So I used a technique like preservation that I'm going to explain you in a bit. Let's start making the drink. So main ingredient, obviously, Amazzoni Gin, 50 milliliters. So, as living in Britain, one of my favorite ingredients are raspberries. Raspberries are really well known to work very well with cocoa, especially in desserts, even with nuts. What I've done, I picked the raspberry from Kent at the best of their season, which was last summer, and I preserved them by using a technique called lacto fermentation. So what I've done, I put raspberry, water, and 1.5% of salt. Let it to ferment for 5 days, filter it, and I made a syrup with it. So this syrup is able to give me sweetness, but at the same time acidity to the drink, without compromising and using any citrus or any other type of acidity. So I'm going to put 40 milliliters of it. My last ingredient is going to give me dilution, and going to give an extra complexity to the drink, which is a cold brew made from oak smoky tea from Cornwall, so still local. And this way also I try to lower the carbon footprint impact to the planet. It's going to be 80 milliliters per drink.
You know I'm from Cornwall, right?
So you know this tea.
Yeah.
There's not many tea makers in Cornwall, so I'm pretty sure you're aware of it. So good. So as I said, this tea is giving me a dilution to the drink. So I'm not stirring it, I'm not shaking it. I'm just mixing all the ingredients together. And tastes delicious. Now I'm going to garnish my glasses with raspberry powder, which is basically the leftover pulp from the fermentation that I dried. I think this raspberry was so nice that I could not afford to have any wastage. This is something that I never used behind the bar. It's a bit risky to try today, but let's try it.
You only live once, you'll be fine.
That's the one.
Oh, works perfectly.
Just lucky. Lovely. So it's pretty an unusual long drink, because usually we got bubbles or the sparkling. This is going to be long still. The reason why I'm not using any carbonation is because the lacto-fermented raspberry is a creamy syrup. What lacto-fermentation does, transforms sugar to lactic acid. It gives this creamy texture that if you top it up with bubbles, in my opinion, you lose a bit, So I wanted to give justice to this amazing gin and to this fantastic technique. Lovely ice block. So this is Red Vision, my vision for a sustainable future. Please enjoy.
Good morning, everybody, and welcome back to the Bartenders Broadcast Network. I am now in front of the camera because I felt really like I was missing out, So I got a bar spoon, and I added what was meant to be a lapel mic to it, and now this is the spoon mic, and I'm going to stir shit up with the spoon mic and ask some questions of people. Okay, so first I'm going to start with Nicholas. Apart from the fact that you don't seem to age and you look so good every time I see you, you've been judging recently a lot of the competitions. You've been seeing a lot of what's been going on. Anything that you've seen today that surprised you that you really liked?
What I really liked is seeing how the competitors struggle and to find the best way to be sustainable, to stay in line with what they were looking for. So it's really beautiful to see also more awareness for the environment. It's something that is really great seeing now more than ever.
So you enjoyed seeing that the contestants were given a brief, like a problem to solve, and they struggled to come up with solutions for that problem?
Yes. exactly that. It's literally the fact that I want to be part of the world. I want to literally help, and I want to be the best there.
Okay, thank you. That was a great answer.
Thank
So good. Okay. Hello. So yourself, right? How many of these kind of competitions have you judged in the past?
So I'm more usually behind the scenes at sommelier competitions or judging sommelier competitions, and the service element is always super key at those, and I'm always quite shocked at how harsh other sommeliers judge their fellow sommeliers on that. So I was looking out for those details there. But I work in wine. I go to lots of perfume groups as well. And I loved to watch how these guys were playing with the botanicals in the gin and the ingredients that came together like fragrances and like perfume. So
amazing. So you must have a great nose then.
I have a trained nose. I think it's different.
So how did your trained nose find the aromas and the flavors that were brought together by the contestants today? Did you find anything you really liked?
I like it when you can see the flavors mingling. Like, it's cliche to say it, but a certain champagne brand will always say it about their champagne. You want it to be like an orchestra, not like a single, but with maybe some miniature solos, but you want them to come and go and ebb and flow, and not for one to overwhelm the others.
Okay, amazing. Were you impressed at all?
I was.
Oh, that's good. That's a great sign. That's a great start. Thank you so much. Tim.
Hello.
Tim.
Hello.
Okay, so we go way back, obviously. We've known each other for God knows how long. And you're massive in the world of drink sustainability now. He fits into this hat, but not many other hats. So did you see anything today? Obviously, we've spoken at length. It hasn't come out yet, but I'm editing a video. And you're constantly on a journey to improve, to keep growing. Have you seen anything today from the contestants solving the problems that they were given that you would like to see more of going forward in sustainability?
Yeah, there were some cool things, like some people kind of using the full element of the ingredients, which is always nice to see. People using kind of interesting techniques like lacto fermentation to get the acids without kind of using acids, which sometimes are not particularly good for the environment because of the energy consumption to produce acids. So I'd like to see some kind of more of that, and then just a bit more understanding and a bit more thought and research into the full sustainability journey of products. We quite often will think about maybe the fruits or the ingredients, but we need to go right back to the spirits that we use, to the vessels that we serve things in, because we can tell a story through that, and we can encourage conversation. As our good friend Gaz Regan used to say, the job of a bartender is to make people feel good. And if we can make people feel good when they choose a drink, because they know they're not just getting a great tasting drink and having a good time, but they're also doing something good for the environment. Gaz would always say that bartenders really can change the world by making people happy, and I think that bartenders really can change the world by inspiring conversations around sustainability.
Exactly. Well, you've inspired a conversation around sustainability with me, and already I'm thinking of, like, next time I buy a sustainable fruit, does the farmer that picks the fruit turn up in a big block V8 to work, or is he riding a bicycle? Go as many details as possible. Right, Arturo, the original, the founder. I was about to say. Now,
it's not really long.
It's a good size.
Before whatever question, please let me thank you for broadcasting this. This is the first. This is so amazing. the first time our competition is broadcasted. So thank you.
It was a lot of fun. The smile on my face is genuine. Like I'm the thirstiest I think I've ever been watching them all make the drinks, but I didn't get one. I made suggestions on how I might get to drink the drinks next time we do this, but we'll see how it goes. I'm not suggesting I'd be back the next time though. Right, so my question for you, right? Speaking about how many times you've done this competition, you've been to other countries before you come here. How many places have you been, and how many places do you still need to go to before the world final?
Yeah, I'm not such a veteran because this is the first edition of the Amazzoni International Cocktail Competition, but this is the first time in London. This is the UK final stage. I've been in New York for the American stage a few weeks ago. Yesterday I was in Paris. Today is going on the the competition is final in Sweden, so contemporary to tomorrow. I will go to Italy to attend the final in Italy. So I mean, it's amazing. It's a marathon. It's a kind of a restless run, but it's what I most like is to go after my brand and to see how the aim, which is this competition was meant to be, is to bring on to as many people as possible our principle to support the Amazon rainforest and to promote sustainability around the spirit industry and to make something different. So.
And you're bringing them to the Amazon.
Yeah.
That when I've got this saying that will never leave me. The source tastes better at the source. When you go to the place where something is made and you see it, you see the whole production, you see the area around it, you meet the people that produce it, you see the way the people get to work in the morning. That never leaves you, and it stays with you when you learn a brand that way. So it's a great thing that you're doing to bring people to see it, because that experience will never leave them.
Yeah, absolutely. And we bring people to Amazon, not just metaphorically, as we did today, trying to push them to use Amazonian ingredients and to think on the Amazonian legend, but we literally bring people to Brazil, because the winner of this competition of each final stage will compete in the worldwide final end of December in Rio. So will be the worldwide final taking stage end of January. It will be a big event in Rio de Janeiro, bringing the winners to compete and to challenge themselves in the real deal, which is the distillery.
Amazing.
Our distillery.
All right. Well, I've asked some questions of people, and I'm dying to find out which of the 10 people is actually getting to go to Brazil to have that experience and have it never leave their mind, because it's never going to leave their mind, and along with it, sustainability won't leave their mind. So thank you all so much for tuning in, and we got maybe 15-20 minutes before we find out what's happening. We'll go back to a loop of me polishing glasses. I apologize, it's a boring loop. I'll try to put some music on or something, and see you in 15-20. Cool.
Thank you to everyone. It's been an amazing contest, really compelling, really exciting. Before announcing the winner, I would just like to have a minute to acknowledge once again, first of all of you, all the contenders. You have been amazing. You have did great just to be here today, and your performance was stunning. Unfortunately, as any competition, there will be just one winner and two for the podium. But I just really want to thank you, because during your performance, you showed how much you care about the brand, how much you care about the principle of the brand is bringing in like sustainability and logically our main purpose, which is the conservation of the Amazon rainforest. I would also like to thank once again Nomad Collection, the Nicks. Thank you guys. Thank you by heart. You're doing an amazing job today. This competition wouldn't have been possible without your dedication, and so thank you. And I just wanted to thank the jury members. So thank first of all to Victoria with yes, Victoria's there. Victoria for having been with the Clementine squad and with Drew. You have been the women I've missed between the finalists, because unfortunately there were no women, and Amazon is all about women. So I mean, thank you for coming, because you fill that empty. Thank you all to all of you, especially, it's not an annunciation, but Francesco, for having studied so well about Amazon, about my history, that I mean, he brought in some some notion that I didn't even remember, and to Davide for having given me my tangerine tongue that I will bring forever in my life. So thank you once again. I would like to, since I'm not used to competition, as you can see, I would like to call an expert to announce the winner. I mean, of course, it's not an expert in MC, but please, if you can come to announce the winner.
Make some noise, make some noise! Now, we do have third place. Just make sure to make a huge noise every time we announce a name, all right? The same noise, even more all the time.
What's winning?
Now, let me say, their winner is going just around the corner in Brazil. Same temperature of London, the same. From the 3rd of January up to the 3rd of February to compete with the other national competitors spread out in the world. So it will be the global final, so good luck to the winner. But now, let's start to congratulate to the third place. Make some noise. From the Mi Bar, Davide Sinbaldi.
Yeah. Bravo. Thank you.
Thanks again.
Yeah.
To say thank you to,
Grazie.
to
Anytime.
everybody, who organized the event, as well
Yeah.
as all the competitors. It's always nice to match with such professional from the industry.
Yes. Thank you
Thanks
very
again.
Yeah.
Next one. Second place. From the Waldorf, London, Paul Minea.
Congratulations, Paul. Congratulations. So just to, would you like to say something?
Well, thank you to everyone and to the Amazzoni Gin and everything.
Yeah.
It's been an amazing experience. So
Yeah.
thank you.
To all of you. Before the cows for the winner, I just like to say that we will already in program the second edition on 2023. So to all of you guys, the appointment is to stay tuned because there will be a second edition, and so I hope to see you, all of us, again. So now.
And now it's time to see who is going to represent UK in the global competition in Brazil in the end of January. Make some noise! The winner is from the Rosewood Hotel Scarf Bar, Francesco!
Bravo. That's the certificate. To Rio de Janeiro. I'll see you there. I'll see you there.
We're not going together? I'm going
Yes,
to see you there?
no, I'll be there. I'll go before to make sure everything will be ready.
Perfect.
So, congratulations.
Thank you so much.